If you're someone who's been wanting to create better habits for yourself, but have a difficult time staying consistent with them and staying consistent with stepping into this new identity, this new, higher, better version of yourself that you deep down know you are meant to step into, today's podcast episode is for you. I just got off a 2.5 hour call with these beautiful individuals, and a part of our conversation started when Ava shared that she's been trying to create these new habits and had seen massive progress, but then little by little, certain habits started to slip and slide when she incorporated more and more habits into her routine. And we talk about how she could reset and start again, and how she could start actually identifying as this new next version of herself. Every single person in this community is so wise and have so much knowledgeable advice to give one another and inspire me with. And so I wanted to share this conversation with you, and you can join us as we are about to start our next challenge in just a couple of days. And you will be a part of all of these beautiful conversations that we have together, as well as get a workout program. There are 3 different ones to choose from. You get all of the journaling challenges that are part of these challenges. You get all of my recipes, as well as my nutritional guide, which guides you through understanding what nutritional approach is the right one for you. And if you're someone who wants to start tracking macros and figure out what exact macros you want or need for you to reach your goal, then that's something that we go through inside of this challenge, as well as every single day we chat inside of the group. Now, if you stick around to the end, I did start off our challenger call with a little visualization meditation. And after having done this meditation, a lot of the people on the call mentioned that they got teary-eyed, that they got super emotional, and that they got a ton of inner messages that came to them from their higher self, which is who they will meet, who you will meet when doing this meditation. I will add that in at the end in the case that you want to try it out. I will say I have a ton of different meditations like that once you join the challenges, with less mistakes and more of a flow with music and just a feel-good meditation. So this is just a tiny little taste of what you can expect when joining one of my challenges when it comes to the meditation aspect. And I hope that you find some inspiration through listening to this little part of our conversation that we just had today.
Well, you have many habits that you follow up, and I also want to incorporate more things in my daily routine, let's say. And I've realized that when I feel like conquered something on a full week, then the next week I'm saying, okay, I'm going to add another habit. And then that goes well. And then if I add another habit the next week, I'm missing one of the previous habits. And that thing has been going on for several months now.
Do you have a habit tracker?
I tried, and I just realized that I cannot follow up all the habits that I have. And I got discouraged by watching this graph getting, I was missing rectangles. I couldn't tick them. If I visualize it, it's much more painful to see than to just think you're losing habits.
How about we start it from scratch? Tomorrow, clean slate. It's a new week. You only have the 7 days. Figure out what are the most important habits. Maybe it's 2, maybe it's 4. What are the most important habits that you need to stick to this week? Everything else is add-ons. Like if you do the other things too, perfect, but you don't have to do it. So like if you create a completely new habit tracker just for like the 7 days with the however many habits, start from scratch. It can happen. What you're saying, completely normal. But then that's just when we start again. And just keep it simple for you, because then you'll feel that proudness feeling every day.
Now, I'm just thinking of the habits that I want, and I think they're pretty simple. I mean, I want to wake up early, I want to sleep early, I want to read a few pages at night, I want to walk 10K steps per day, I want to drink water.
Yeah, you only need on your habit tracker, you only need the things that, you need to check off. But those 5 things, I think you're going to make yourself proud this week.
Maybe I'll try to.
Why are you doubting yourself?
Oh, because I failed 2,000 times.
So what? Didn't you do better than before you even tried doing those habits?
Sure, definitely. I'm not deadly disappointed, but I'm like, I'm not very confident that I'm gonna do it.
Well, Ava, if you say to us you're gonna do it,
I have to.
so
Okay.
are you gonna do it? We
Now
know that happens.
you're recording this thing, aren't you?
I'm recording it. I'm gonna play it for you next week.
No, I've said it. Okay, 5 habits.
Good.
I'm gonna do it this week. Yeah,
We make things harder in our heads, don't we?
absolutely.
I'm excited
Yeah,
for you.
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which has been the hardest for you?
I think 10K and reading pages, those two are the
Have you set an alarm for when you need to go read your pages at night?
no.
Maybe we could do that.
Yeah.
And for the steps, you got a treadmill. That's amazing. How about,
Yeah.
you can make your own rules. I'm just like playing around with some thoughts here. Hour of your workday, you do that while you're walking. And after that 1 hour, you can go make yourself a delicious snack as a celebration. This is just a random idea, right? Or it could be like before noon, you have to have walked for 1 hour doing work on your thing. And then later you could go outside for a walk or whatever. This is just like random ideas, right? Like it's just, you need to
No,
do
I
something that works for you.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, if I wake up 1 hour earlier, which is something that I want to, I can walk for 1 hour in the morning before I go to work. What is left, I can do it later on. Maybe a few thousand steps, like 2,000 steps. How many are they gonna be?
And
Yeah,
even now, I'm just going to say something random. I don't know if that's for you at all, but I know you've been like biking and exercising, doing a little bit of different things. Like, what if one morning you're like, instead of walking for an hour, because I only have 30 minutes this morning, oopsie, I slept in 30 minutes. I'm going to go on a little jog because then I get double the steps in the time.
Thank you for the
Thank
tips.
you.
One more thing to add to that, if it helps. You have to identify as that person. So it's like, I am a morning person. I am somebody that gets up and does these workouts. And it's like you are that person already. That'll just be like your little like, I am the person that gets up early. Like that is me. And then you'll just want to do it.
I love that. And I have tried that several times. Many times I really felt it like, oh, I'm a badass athlete, like Pernilla says. But the majority of the times, I don't know why I don't feel it.
You have to keep
I don't
saying
know
it.
why. I don't know why. I'm just trying hard. Like I'm a hard worker today. I'm gonna do blah blah blah. And I don't meet my expectations.
There's a difference between saying, I'm a badass athlete. I'm a badass athlete. I'm a badass athlete. I'm a badass athlete. And get up and be like, like there's such a difference in how do you say it? How do you express it? If it's like, I can take on any freaking challenging work task.
Yeah, I
I
see
can
what you
take
mean.
on any working challenging task.
I have tears in my eyes. I love it. Yeah, I see what you mean. Okay.
Just identify yourself with those things this week. Anything I did this week, I was like, I am disciplined. I am this person. And I just tried to embody what that person would do regardless of my feelings. It was very awesome. Takes a lot of conscious thought.
Something clicked as we're talking about it. I remember one day that I wanted to do something at work that it was very demanding, and I was trying to be this like, oh, I can do that, blah 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 blah. And when I went to my office, my colleague said something to me, and I just felt that I'm trying to be this person, but the other person that I have in front of me who knows me for 10 years, he knows that I'm not. So
Yeah.
other people affect the way I feel, which is terrible.
There's a saying about this. It's like you don't act in according to who you believe you are. You act in according to who you believe
Who others would.
they believe you are.
Yeah.
Something like that. Grace, you probably
Yeah.
know better than me.
It's that you act in how your perception of their perception of you.
Yes. Yeah.
Exactly. That's
And when
exactly.
you actually break
But
that.
having the awareness,
Yeah.
okay, I'm right now not acting the way I want to act because of that. I'm gonna turn that around right now. I'm saying no to that. No way. I'm not allowing that to make me act in a way that I don't actually want to be acting. You can take control. It's true, it's a thing, but once you have the awareness, you can change it.
It's a powerful conversation. Like assigning like I am and then so powerful what you add to the end of that sentence. Kind of like what Tony Robbins says, he's like, don't start with a strategy, start with an identity, because it's so much easier to act in accordance with your identity than it is to like follow the rules according to your strategy, because why follow the rules if it doesn't actually feel authentic?
It's so real. And it's like, especially even with that, it's like if you identify with somebody who doesn't follow the rules, then setting rules, you're never going to follow your own rules. So like, you have to change your identity on that part too.
I'm gonna do some thinking on that. Yeah, with conversations, things are just popping out of my head from my subconscious. I realized that for at least 1 year now, I'm having huge changes in my life in general. And I have massively changed my relationships, like personal, like romantic, friendships, like everything, family. I mean, I still have the same family, but the relationship changed. But my working environment, it's something that has remained the same, except the relationship that I have with my supervisor, which we had a huge fight, if I can call it that, where I just put a boundary. That happened once, but in general, this environment is the place that I struggle the most to make changes and to change the perspective that I have for myself, because I still see myself through others all the time, because that's the topic in my life that I'm most insecure of at the moment.
I see a lot happening for you within this area of your life this year. And what all I feel like I want to ask you now is just pay attention to what ideas come to you. Because your intuition or whatever you believe in is going to give you some nuggets that are going to call you towards something. And I don't know what that is, but just be open to it. Because oftentimes when it's like completely outside of what we've been used to or what we live today, it's like we just resist it, but just be open to it. It could be a job change. It could be a travel. It could be you see a job posting that you've never applied to any job abroad or in this part of Greece or whatever. And you're like, you know what? I'm just going to apply to see what happens. Or, maybe because you put out good energy and you keep meditating on how good you feel in your work environment, you're going to get a new supervisor, which is completely going to change the dynamics of how you feel at work. Like it could be so many things. I think with your growth, something's going to happen with it, which is exciting.
Yes, it is exciting. I mean, I can feel there's big changes coming. I don't know towards where, but I can feel that. I'm going to process all that. Thank you so much.
What? So
Put
good.
a quote in the chat because I heard this week and I loved it, and it was, "I'm never surprised when things work out, but I'm amazed in the way that they work out, because the expectation is I get what I want." Like, I'm never surprised that I get what I want because that's my expectation, but I'm amazed in the way that they work out.
Thank you so much for listening to this little extra podcast episode. If you enjoyed it and you want to join our challenge, I've put the link below for you to join the challenge or the community as a member. And if you want to have many more conversations like this on this podcast, I have so many episodes recorded that you can go listen to. You can follow the show to make sure that you don't miss another episode. Now, if you want to try a little visualization meditation where you go on a journey meeting your higher self, keep listening, find a comfortable position, and make sure you're not driving or using any type of machinery, and let's dive in. So, whenever you are ready, please close your eyes and just take a couple of deep breaths in and out. And another deep breath in and out. Now, I would like for you to visualize yourself sitting in a beautiful field or garden next to a river. You feel the fresh air on your face. You feel at such peace within. Pay attention to the smells. And as you're sitting here, you decide to get up from your body and move towards this river. And as you get up and move towards this river, you look back and you see your current version of yourself still sitting on this grass. But you keep taking steps forward towards the river. And as you get closer, you see that there's a boat. So you gently decide to step into the boat and sit down and begin to paddle. And as you paddle, you see trees around you, and you look back again and see your current self still sitting in this cross-legged position. But as you paddle further, this current version of yourself gets smaller and smaller as you move further and further away. And now, as you look far into the distance, you see a vibrant person from the far. And as you get closer, you realize that it is your future self, welcoming you. This future version of yourself has the biggest smile on their face. And as you get closer, you pay attention to what she's wearing, what her energy's like, and how she's welcoming you. Now you keep paddling and you reach the shore where you get off the boat. And you meet your future version of yourself. How do you feel in her presence? You both leave your boat and you go to sit down with her. You sit down in front of her. And she begins to speak with you. She tells you how proud of you she is and how far you've come. And then she gives you a piece of advice. What is her advice for you? You ask her if she has any other messages for you that you need to hear at this moment. You ask her if there's anything that you could choose to do differently at this moment. She now offers you a gift. What is that gift? What is the messaging of that gift that you need very much right now? She tells you that you can connect to her at any time that you need or want. She gives you a big hug. You thank her, and slowly you make your way back to your boat. You step into your boat, and you slowly start rowing away. She gets smaller and smaller as you look back. And as you look forward, you see your current self still sitting in that garden. You keep rowing until you reach the shore and step out of the boat and walk back and sit down, back down as your current self. Take a couple of deep breaths in as you slowly get back into this moment. And when you're ready, feel free to open your eyes and write down anything that came to you, any messages that came to you, which could be what the energy was that you felt from this future version of yourself, what her message was for you, what her advice was, what was the representation of the gift. Maybe something comes through when it comes to the energy that she was in, how you could choose to live in that energy this week with that same level of confidence or security or whatever came to you. What would you need to do this week? I hope that you enjoyed this little visualization meditation and this conversation that I had with some of my community members inside of my February Transformation Challenge. If you would like to be a part of this community but aren't fully convinced yet, I thought I would share just a couple of words from some of my challengers as to what their experience has been since joining my community.
From the middle of August till now, I've lost 9 pounds. It's amazing.
I was able to measure like my body composition at the end of November, and right now I am around 12% body fat, which I'm pretty happy about. I think maybe earlier this year it was around like 17%, so 17 to 12.
That's a massive shift.
I'm calling to tell you you've changed my life.
Right now, Pernilla, you changed my life. Like, I could be crying just thinking of it.
I was reflecting how much my life has changed since I've joined these challenges.
I'm calling to tell you you've changed my life.
I've been in the challenge for a month now. You and everybody in this room are really having a big positive impact on the rest of us. So thank you sincerely from the heart to you and the rest of the people in this room. It's been great to be part of this.
I'm so grateful that I found her and that I took that chance to enter that challenge.
I've been with you, Pernilla, on these challenges for so long now. Like, I feel like it's almost a year in March. Just being like kind of a lifelong lover of exercise and nutrition and these things. Like, the truth is, I think I really do know what I need to do by managing my stress and being a part of this community that's so inspiring and so like-minded.
The community has been so helpful. Like, I'll wake up and like go onto the community post and see what everyone's saying. It's so motivational and so inspirational.
The big value of this community is that reminder of it's okay to go in for what you want in life.
I've really enjoyed the community, and this structure has been super helpful.
I just want to thank you. My daughter turned me on to you like a year ago. I'm probably like the oldest one in the group here, but I just want to thank you because I'm doing the journaling. I started that this morning and just trying to get my life like back on track.
If it wasn't for you and for all that thing that you're organizing and you're doing and you're putting yourself into that, it was a driving force for us to follow. I cannot believe this is my life now. That's why I'm here for almost a year now.
It makes such a huge difference to have her by your side guiding you and have this real structure and have that knowledge available to you.
Until you make that decision to take the step, you're not going to take the step. And she somehow has amplified that voice in my ear to take the step.
Finally, in January, I got into really good rhythm in terms of my morning routine and like have made a lot of progress in my nutrition and like emotional eating.
Oh my God, like the moment I start my day with your journaling, it's just, I'm a better human, I'm a better partner, I'm a better friend, I'm better at work.
I'll stick around for the next few months because, this is really helping me. Like people have said, I am a better person for being in this call on Sundays. So I should really stick to it for longer.
I hope that you go out there and have a beautiful day and a beautiful week. And as always, remember that in order for you to grow, you have to challenge your norm. Bye.